variety of shuffling. See, I like to do 7 cards because if I'm Corp, it means I know I've got 7 piles of 7, it's 49, and if I'm Runner, I'm always 4 short, it means I've got 45, so I know I haven't lost any cards.
Hello and welcome to the OCD video. My name is Chris.
My name is Edie, and I'm very particular about making sure my deck is all there.
But we both appear on Run Last Click, mostly, don't we, Edie?
We did, that's mostly where we appear.
Yes, excellent. But we decided to do some videos, and Edie's very kindly editing them because I already edit the podcast and can't be bothered with more editing because editing is boring.
I've never edited before, so it's quite exciting at the moment. Oh look, and here we have us both mulliganing it off. Yeah, this game is a little bit more zoomed in than any of the others we may upload because it might have been my first time with the camera.
Be gentle on him, dear viewer. This is his first time. Sex joke.
Oh dear. It's also not straight.
No, it's not. Is this my... This is my really weird Jinteki deck, isn't it?
Yes, it's the strange Jinteki deck, and I've got a weird Kate stealth deck that kind of works, but mostly plays cards that I like. I
tried very hard to make Port Anderson grid work in this deck, and it just doesn't. It doesn't really.
I was really confused when I saw it.
Well, because like the pieces of the puzzle that I needed, like Port Anderson grid, Cerebral Overwriter, and Bullfrog, just didn't appear in the right sort of way, and I guess that's kind of a mark of a good janky deck, is just sometimes it just wouldn't come together.
Yes, there's even more shuffling because I remember now.
Oh yes.
This deck was fresh out of the construction, so mine also was in order, so I've actually ended up shuffling it twice because I don't like having cards next. Well, it feels a bit weird if I only do it once. It doesn't seem properly mixed. I've had court games when you just draw 5 agendas and go, I don't think this was shuffled properly.
Yes, I think so. That is an interesting thing though about cards and shuffling. Like your deck will never be in the same arrangement ever. Isn't that right, Eddie?
I believe so. I've never actually looked at the mathsy bit behind
Ridiculous.
it.
Because you have like the order of things. Certain cards.
Oh, what is it, like 52 factorial or something silly? That's a massive number.
That would be a very big number. What's the biggest number you can think of, Edie?
All of them.
I was learning about a really big number the other day. What's it called? The grams number? Do you know about grams number?
I don't. Why is it so big?
It's so big because Grams really wanted to... I think... Alright, this might be entirely wrong. Check your facts out there in viewerland. But Grams number is absurdly big. It's kind of like... If you were to write it out, it would like... You'd need more... Even if you were writing it like each number as like an atom, size of an atom, it would take most of the heat death of the universe to write it out.
Does it describe anything? Is it?
No, it's kind of like it's not quite infinity. It's like between, if you say something like between 1 and grams number, then it kind of works eventually. It just takes most of everyone's life.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Anyway, someone else Google it and double check because that could all be entirely lies. Anyway. Netrunner, Edie. Yeah,
I'm installing cards using my Kate discount in the optimal fashion. Silence and then an SMC, and I'm quite particular about Rose, particularly this deck, because it installs a lot of cards.
I've just given you some money.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that card. That's a weird card. I felt like I needed a bit more economy in my deck. Because I'm trying to murder you, I don't want to use Mental Health Bank, which is a brilliant card.
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
I've tried it in 10 and it kind of, I don't really like it because I don't like giving them money to install the breakers they need, and that's quite annoying with it. It's really nice because it's really cheap to play, it makes you a lot of money.
Oh, Astrolabe!
Oh, Astrolabe.
I want to be an Astrolabe.
Anyway, I like this card, particularly against horizontal Jinteki or NEH. It's very, very good, and a lot of Jinteki is horizontal, so
yes.
There's a fair bit about them.
NEH is particularly great against. At some point I install a snare, and you draw a card, and I've forgotten why Astrolabe was so good. It's like 1 to install as well, isn't it, Astrolabe?
No, it's free because it's Kate.
It's better than 1.
It's better than 1, and it just gives you the 1 memory, or it just gives you the little bit of memory that you need. And
I think I have a couple of agendas in my hand, but I'm trying to bluff out that there's nothing in my hand by doing a ridiculous amount of ice
on R&D, and it's also what I don't realise is what ice it is at this moment, and it's
It's
Oh,
all
is it?
pretty piddly ice.
Is that you motion notion?
Yeah,
or
that
something?
is motion notion something. Yeah, if I advance something 3 times in one turn, that I've just installed, it's probably motion
Yeah, I
notion.
can see the card from your profile. Stealth over there.
Yeah, that's probably a trap.
Yeah, I'm a bit funny about running motion notion stuff unless I've got exactly after running the. Actually, that wasn't motion notion. I don't think. Or was it when I hit the when I pulled Deus Ex out and ran it, and then it was cerebral overwrite.
Cerebral overwrite, yeah. That's why I really like cerebral overwrite, because not only is it permanent, then Deus Ex doesn't quite work with it. But yip.
Yeah, I decided to run R&D instead, just carrying with my plan.
I like Pup. Think Pup's a great card.
It really, really is. It's consistently annoying.
Yeah, it's just no matter what your situation, it's probably going to be like two credits to get through. So that's pretty good. Oh, pop-up window.
Well, I use a silencer credit for one of them.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
I realise you're flat broke and can't afford to raise a neural katana. And then I see cerebral overwriter, and yeah, that's why we don't run things that have been motion notioned.
Yes.
Double pop up is pretty solid. That's pretty nice for gaining you 2 credits, costing me 4.
You may have just heard Edie's dad come into the room there, listener, or viewer, I should say. We need a recording light on the door, really, don't we?
We do.
Maybe we'll put like a sock on the door handle so people know.
That would be. I think that might mean something different.
Oh, we could do that as well. I don't know. Let's see where the night takes us. I'm on my second beer. I'm having a lovely Timothy Taylor's Landlord. It's a fine drop. I recommend it thoroughly.
I've been picking that in 6X as well. I like English. I like American beer as well, but I like English beer the most, I think.
Yeah, so I quite like
or British beer.
British beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Cornish beer. Cornish ales, particularly nice. Anyway, Netrunner ED.
It's best with beer, I find.
It's the only way I ever play it. So yeah, I don't really know any other way of playing Netrunner. What's the SMC there for, ED?
Whatever fails to show up. Because I installed it, and because it was free to install, and because I used Kate Discount that turns, I had it in my hand, so I thought I'll put it out and see what happens.
Oh yes, I suppose you kind of rubbish your Kate Discount, don't you, if you install SMCs the first thing, don't you?
Yeah, so it's quite nice. It's just nice to leave it out there since I've got the memory, and I can trash it if I need to. I've just wasted a click, but if I do need to get a refractor out in an emergency or a corroder for a wall of thorns, I've got it there ready to go.
Oh, you know what? I've just remembered what I've motion notioned there. It's a Kronos project.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for a few more things to enter your bin before using it. I don't think I even score it throughout the whole game because nothing really went in your bin, really.
Yeah, I've had this deck does not put a lot of stuff in the bin. I actually got hit by the Kronos Protocol at 35 cards.
That's a lot of cards.
Yeah, I had a levy in hand, and then the next card I drew off my stack was the same old thing.
Really?
Really,
that's rubbing salt in the wind.
I hit ProfCon and just went, it's the same old, and I laughed. I said, I'll tell you afterwards.
Yes.
I can't, if it was a friendly game, I'd just show you straight up. But I can't quite yet. Yeah, not pleased with that.
No. I'm wondering whether I should just try to rush out more stuff. I should have just maybe Jacksoned until I saw some agendas and just kind of put it behind some ice. I don't know what's the best way to take your deck apart, do you think, Edie?
This to make it run things that it can't break is to stack multiple types of the same ice. I think a lot of the time works very well, and just to rush out agenda points very quickly, because it gets to a point early on it just actually this has gone fairly turbo. Actually, I've got quite a lot of recurring credits and a breaker and an SMC and some money and a ProfCon and some more card drawers. Yeah.
I think maybe I've installed a bit too much, giving you a bit too much money. I'm just kind of giving you all the good things.
Well, you need to close off R&D, and that's kind of the only tools you had to do it.
Yeah.
And I will keep hitting that at some point. Yeah, and I draw it. Yeah, you make a roll. I draw a card. With ProfCon and Astrolabe, you do tend up with just a lot of little bits of card draw. I had these in here, I ended up taking it out, just didn't find it was necessary.
Yeah, it's a good point actually about the recurring credits, because you can break through most things quite efficiently, but like a double whatever, Sentry or Double Cocaine is a bit more difficult.
Yeah, well, I think what I'm debating here is, can I be asked to get the Refractor out for what will cost me essentially 2 SMC credits, so I can start, and the SMC, so I can start using the lockpick credits to pay the Refractor to break the pop-up window to save me a credit each time. Just so then it essentially becomes one credit. It becomes free with Cloak then to actually run R&D.
I'm still getting money though, man. So it's not like I don't know. Pop-up windows are really annoying piece of ice.
It makes you wish you'd brought Parasite. If they slap on R&D, and R&D Assault is your main game.
Yeah.
Which in this case it is. I'm sad my Replicator hasn't shown up yet. Replicating silencers.
I'll just say that out loud.
Yeah, replicating silencers and lockpicks is brilliant. It just makes the deck run really, really fast. If you get it out before your Astrolabe, being able to replicate the second copy of your console out and discard it early on, lovely. You never draw it again.
Yep, no, that's good.
It's quite good for stuff like that, and then be able to pull multiple R&D interfaces if you are sitting on a huge pile of cash, and have the opportunity to do so is quite good.
There's a lot of shuffling done with this deck,
Oh god, yeah.
as well,
Yeah. With the SMCs, the test runs, and the replicators, there's a lot of shuffling.
Oh, Port Anson grid's gone down. It's very exciting. It's an upgraded server. Will I be able to get off the Bullfrog? I think I might even have the Bullfrog on. Oh, look at that! That's cute. Making. I'm trying to make you run that server either by putting ice in front of it, making you think that it's important.
Yeah.
It's not important. I think you keep just hitting R&D.
Yeah, I think I'll often do this against Jinteki. I'll just sit there and go, I'm going to look at one or two. Oh, depending on them. If I've got the Deus Ex out, I'll go and look at 2 cards off R&D every turn.
Yeah.
I'll quite happily do that for the rest of the game, and it's so you don't end up just spreading yourself across the table in a thin red mess as you take consistent net damage from stuff they've installed with the intent to. Actually, no, there we go. I do run it.
Oh, up.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you
just go. Oh. So paid 2.
Yeah. What's that? It's a Port Anderson in the way now? Okay, fine. I can't check out.
Then I may no. I don't think you jack out because you look at my credit pool and think, 3 credits.
Yeah.
It's not advanced. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think it is a snare, and I've miscalculated slightly because I'm an idiot. But anyway, we'll see. I think you'd probably just trash the SMC, man, if you really felt the need to, wouldn't you?
What? Yeah, I would trash this, and if I really wanted to jack out, I'd trash the SMC at that point.
This is why it's a bad card. It's just so. Ugh. Oh, it's a feasel.
Yep.
Okay, so you do get a bit of damage, so that's alright. It's not the end of the world.
Your maths was good.
Yeah. No, but
3 net damage.
2.
I was upset about the replicator, I remember. The HQ interface is not so much. Jinteki has a habit of just stacking snares and shocks in hand and fetals, and it's making it really, really annoying to run there.
I think you do need, going back slightly, I think you do need like 4 credits to kind of
to
threaten the snare.
Yeah.
Because when I see a Jinteki player with less than 4 credits, I will run unadvanced remotes just to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because what's the worst happen is the shock at that point. Yeah.
And if they lift the shock on the tape, brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. No, leave that there. Do you want to trash for 2? No, I'm good. Thank you though.
Like off R&D, it's a little bit different. It depends. Generally, I just like no. They can go to it. I'll keep looking at R&D. 1 or 2 cards a turn, and HQ and archives can become a horrible place. And then if you need the Hail Mary run, you can always hit archives at the end and hope you don't just explode to net damage.
Yep, that's true. Jackson. I love Jackson. Jackson is so good, isn't he?
Yes, he really, really is. Oh, Emotion in the Ocean. I draw a card. Do I draw a card?
Oh, Ocean.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, I think I
You
have.
have,
Yeah,
I've drawn. There we go. How do you feel about Motion Notion then? Is it your...
It's a good economy card. I prefer using it on things that are kind of like a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. So like a Ronin or a reversed accounts.
Grindel Refinery?
Grindel Refinery, I never really have the influence for that. I like spending my influence on fancy ice.
It's got to be fun though. There we go. I draw the Refractor so I install it for free. So I've got quite a lot of money.
And then I go, oh, you go. All that 0 strength dice. What was I thinking building this deck? This is ridiculous.
It cost you very little to res. I mean, that's cost you 2 to res and what 6 credits to install the whole Tower of Ice there to go 4 deep.
And like actually, most decks would have quite a hard time with that.
Yeah, and then I break it for 4 recurring credits and 1 credit.
Show it. There you go.
Yeah.
1 extra credit, but I gain 2,
You
so
gain
I
2.
go up to 4. House of Knives.
Oh, it's a very, very good card to steal.
Neural.
And then Neural.
One
I
of those.
think. Oh, I was upset. Yeah. The Guru would have been cheaper with that.
That's true. That's true. No, I like Black Tree. I haven't played a Black Tree deck for a while. It was the first identity that I used, I think, because the rule book told me to. Hey, there we go. Reversed accounts.
Now, I've apparently the words "if able" mean that you can, if you're on 3 credits, you don't actually you lose down to 3 essentially, or down to, is it with the "if able" ruling, which is a bit
really?
odd. Yeah,
Oh.
that we might have been playing this a bit wrong there. Because I've also done the same thing to people where if I've got 2 advancements and they've got 7 credits, I've been like, or I assume it's like it goes down to 0. I think it might have been ruled that it's the "if able" means that if you can't lose 4, you don't lose any.
Is that the kind of like the false leads ruling?
Yeah.
Basically. Okay.
And similar to Tollbooth, if you hit Tollbooth with 2, I think you don't pay anything.
No, that is true.
It's the same way as that. So
Hmm.
yeah, it makes it interesting. So multiples of 4 become quite important then.
Yes. How much money do you have? Is it a multiple of 4?
Then it's definitely worth it. Well, if it's like just 1, then maybe. But like if someone's on 7 credits, 1 advancing it means they'll drop down,
Yeah,
or 2 advancing it would mean they drop down to still only down to 3 because you wouldn't take the last 3 off them.
I've installed a thing in the Port Anderson grid server AD.
Yes.
Are you threatened by that?
Well, it's weird because you kind of know that I can access it quite happily.
Yes.
At this point, well, we see score points out of the way. No, I'm not threatened at this point.
I think I have 0 and you have like 3 or 4.
Yeah, having scored the House of Knives, I'm quite happy, and yeah, I'm just quite happy to sit there and make some money. Yeah, getting closed accounts was not fun.
I think what I'm doing is because I'm so desperate to pull off this bullfrog shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm just trying very hard. I'm building up my mean server that I'll make you run on if I do have a bullfrog you. Although it's so unlikely that I will. Oh, what am I doing? Advancing twice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably a fetal.
Another fetal.
That would make sense.
I'm definitely not running on that now, though. I mean, that would be a really poor. Well, if it is a trap, it's the slowest trap you've ever done.
It is, yeah, no, it's just, it's taking 2 turns. This is why Buoyance and Grid just doesn't make any sense at the moment. I don't know, hopefully there are cards in the future that will kind of make it a bit more enticing for a runner to run on the server.
Edge of World is combined with Edge of World, it could be quite fun.
Yes, that's true. Oh, there is a small card, I think, a Jinteki card that says something along the lines of name a server. If the runner doesn't run it, that server, then add this card to your scoring area as one agenda.
Yeah.
So it kind of encourages the runner to run on a server.
Yeah.
I think it might be a central server though. There we go. Oh, another one. Excellent. Yeah. Good.
And
good.
that'll take 2 net damage, which is I shot on 5. That was Ghost Runner.
Ghost Runner. Were you sad to see the back of that Ghost Runner?
The Ghost Runner, at this point, with the amount of recurring credits I had out, it wasn't a massive concern because anything that was going to go out would have been the outermost piece of ice. I'd be saying I wouldn't. There's very little I could be face checked with that would act. Commander would be expensive, because 2 credits.
Yeah.
Or 3 credits even for a 5 card hand. I mean and that's like 3 actual credits.
Hey, fetal. There we go.
There you go.
Take some more. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not.
You weren't going to install that.
Either of them. That's the best possible pools. Just seeing the second and third R&D interfaces go to bin is like brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're no longer tempted to install them.
I wasn't in the first. That way madness lies.
It's like against Jinteki, 1 R&D interface maybe.
And I prefer it. So with the R&D interface, it's a must access, which is a bit odd. You can't. It's not avoidable with makers. The problem is makers is 3, so it's really, really risky. That's why I quite like R&D interface. You can just put 1 down and play it. Fly a little bit close to the wind, but not all the way. Yeah, and then I break for a crook. Oh, no, see some more ice. For some reason, I want to look at that again. There's already been rest on the table, but
Yes.
yeah. I thought it might have been a Saru. I think I might have seen something. I was like, oh, that might be.
That might be important to remember what that was.
Yeah. Oh, I've been playing an index recently. I've really issues remembering how many cards the corp has drawn with indexing until I go and look again.
I also have trouble with celebrity gift, man. It's like they lay all the cards on the table and I'm like, oh, I can't remember. I need to just pick out some key things, you know?
Yeah.
Just like pick out a piece of ice that I'm worried about and say, alright, they've got this. Remember this. Just remember this one fact.
Ooh, you've got some serious...
Like, if they have a hedge fund, you know, why does that matter? Just kind of remember threats, you know?
Yeah. Oh, an agenda, number of agendas obviously is really important.
Yeah.
And number of them that are future perfects, because that's really annoying.
It's the most annoying card in the world.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's going to be a runner at some point which does, you know, win your first side game every turn or something. Or does that kind of just rubbish side
Yeah, I
games?
think that's. I think perhaps one with a recurring credit to play the side game, similar to the Jinteki identity.
Oh
work,
yeah.
To make it a bit less. But then again, that's really, really conditional. It's not that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know they print conditional cards every now and again, don't they?
That's Friday. Yeah. I mean, perhaps as an asset or as an AI, that would be very, very nice. A psychic AI could get behind.
It's like the Yagura. Look at all that nonsense.
Yeah.
And you just get in for credit because
No,
you're a
it's
bastard.
3 now, I think.
Is it actually three
It's
actual
it's
credits?
3 actual credits, I think. Well,
Alright, that's fine then.
because
Well, it's not fine, but it's better. It's like you can't let me have any of the subroutines. You can't let me have the Gura look at a card one. Some people do. Some
Yeah.
people let me do that. Like, you don't have an already interface out. Why are you doing that? That's ridiculous.
it's because I'm just desperate to look at cards now. So
Yes,
yeah, I just
yes,
want,
yes.
like, because the scary thing with Jack, once you get a certain amount of stuff installed, you can have so many cards on the game that you can win just by advancing stuff. Oh, are you Jacksoning before I access?
I think I might be.
Yes, you are. There we go.
Oh yes, because there are no agendas in the bin, but I thought I'd just add in some non-agenda cards just
Definitely.
to kind of reduce the I think motion. And
Which you just put in.
GG.
Here we go.
What do we have? Yeah, it was a Kronos Protocol.
Yeah.
I really like that card, and if you had more stuff in the
Yeah.
snare, you didn't want to run. If you had more stuff in the bin, then I would have. Yeah, we're discussing that. Yeah, if Plants and Grid had fired off. Hey, come on, you. Oh, it wasn't the Bullfrog. Maybe I didn't draw into the Bullfrog at all. Maybe this deck doesn't have Bullfrog, and I'm thinking of another deck. I'm sorry for talking about Bullfrog.
I think the Commander would have been much better on R&D there as well, because I was going to hit that a lot.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of subroutines. Yeah.
I'm just so paranoid about hitting Jinteki HQ as a way of winning, as she's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm showing you the card and thinking, yeah, how am I meant to make that work? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's really hard. But, you know, maybe we'll get the cards in the future. Yeah. Anyway, Edie, I think that's probably enough commentary, isn't it? Cool.
We'll now fade to black and
Fade to black. Maybe some mood music. I
Yeah.
don't know, will we have outro music on these?
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see
see
how-
how bothered you can be.
and how many buttons I can push without shouting.
Excellent. Well, thank you for viewing, and yeah, catch you next time. Goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye.